Welcome, folks, to We the Revolution. So this is a game by good folks over at Politicalsim, whereby we play a judge, a justice in the towards the coming of the end of the ancien regime, and right before some big historical event that's going to be going on. So I think the time period for this year, for those of you who know your history, should be around 1789, 790, something like that there. The world is changing, new revolutionary ideas are coming left, right, and center, and we are going to be in the midst of that, and we're going to try and survive and navigate and, get to the top of that there. Now, I do believe that this game has some pretty interesting mechanics. A bit of, if you guys have played a game called War of the Ring, is it called War of the Ring? The one where when you die, then it kind of has like a tier structure versus the various orc factions who oppose you. And some of them can kill you, and then you can end up killing them, and then going up the ranks and things like that there. Anyhow, we're going to check this game out for a bit, see what it's like, and see if you guys like it. So let's get to it. We the Revolution. Let's go.
Father. I am here. Do you hear me?
Somehow I feel this should be in French.
I gave you the best I could.
But I didn't see an option for subtitles.
Why did you disown me? I have your blood in my veins. How could you?
Some pretty cool artwork.
Do I mean nothing to you? Why do you grieve for him? He was nothing. I am better than he was. People will follow in my footsteps. Father.
We the Revolution. Okay. France, turn of the 18th century. Prologue. Oh dear. Using the flag as a... Oh wait, was that us? Remind me next time that I want to stop drinking this cloudy rotgut. Remind me before I drink it. We're disgracing Themis. Ha! Is someone coming? So this is Mathilde Fidelia. This was bound to happen. Bernard Fidelia? I told you. So I believe this is our son, I'm guessing. Papa, you said we would go. You promised. Papa had a lot of work. Yes, a lot of heavy glasses. You promised me. I can't anymore. I'm fed up with asking. Mama is angry because... Quiet. Today your favorite son wanted to prove he was more honorable than his father, so he started a fight. A 5-year-old boy, for God's sake. Our neighbors wanted you to explain that to them, but, well, you were fighting for justice at an inn. Damn you, you bloody drunk. Mother. Okay, so we got a bit tipsy, looks like. Documents and letters. Drag and drop documents to manage their layout. Click to display the contents. Okay, let's take a look. React to events. Ignoring them may have severe consequences. So the notebook, review detailed information and current events, actions, and characters, okay? And the verdict. Consider the effects and decide the defendant's fate. So, we're the judge, okay. We can change the game settings, hierarchy, all that jazz. Yeah, so this is very, very much all prologue stuff. Intrigues. Intrigues are complex conflicts between you and another political player. A defeat may turn out to be disastrous for you, okay. Influence points. Influence points are main currency in the game. Use them wisely. Notifications. Pay close attention to the changes in your influence and relations with factions. Okay, so yeah, there are going to be factions in this. Global modifiers. Some of your decisions and changes in the world of the game may cause global modifiers to come into action. These factors affect relations, reputation, and influence. You can review them in the notebook. Okay, so what do we have to do? Let's take a look at the case file. Case file. To Judge Alexis Fidele, we have not expected this kind of behavior from your son, although apparently we should have. Innocent child's play turned into an assault on our children. Oh dear. Okay, so this here, I think these various things here resonate with we see are these the various factions behind them? Like, why are they lighting up? The younger one, Antoine, now has a chipped front tooth. We hope that you will punish your child accordingly. Should the situation repeat itself, we will react more decisively. I am sure we can deal with a gambler and drunkard even if he is a judge. We will not let our children be hurt. Okay, so this is not good stuff. Can we do anything here? I see. Finding links. Find the correct link to unlock questions for the defendant. Choose a line of inquiry to link it to the correct category. To the right category. Chances. While linking lines of inquiry and categories, you can make a limited number of mistakes. If you make too many mistakes, the whole system will become locked. Okay, questions to reveal. So, possible mistakes, 4 questions to reveal. 4, okay. Traps. Some cases may contain traps. Read through the files thoroughly to find the links of inquiry that are relevant. Okie dokie dokie dokie. Possibility of repeating. Cause of events. Extenuating circumstances. Victim. Chipped front tooth. Not good. Antoine. Injured Antoine. Child's play. Okay, fighting children. So, do we want to be linking any of these things? Like, what do we want to be linking? Antoine with victim? So we've got a question. Chipped tooth with course of events, possibility of repeating, child's play. I'm not sure. Can we link the events outside with the events within here? Let's just head backward. Let's look in our notebook. So, relations. Reputation. Reputation impacts everything in the world of the game. Factions, family relations, the audience's attitude, the fervor in the sections, and even the ability to persuade other characters. Sections taken over. Okay, so there's, definitely hierarchy and factions and sections. You have a set amount of influence points per day. In the future, you will be able to increase this limit. Alright, so nothing here. Yeah, I'm guessing we're not going to be putting our son to death. So influence point, no changes. Reputation, we don't have any of the stuff here, which makes sense, because it's just the prologue. Common folk, so we were medium with the revolutionaries and with the common folk, okay. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to make a decision here. Family and friends. Matilda, so this is our wife. Bernard, this is the eldest son. Frederic, what a grand name. Naive and innocent, which is completely normal for a boy his age. He idolizes you and wants to be just like you. Even if he occasionally disobeys his mother, he carries out his father's will to the letter. What a good boy. His favorite toy is a wooden sword that he always carries at his side. In his imagination, he fights against villains, just like his father does in real life. He loves to carve small wooden figurines. Okay, and Aldrich. Once a moderately well-off merchant, today a bitter old man left with nothing but feverish visions of impossible vengeance against the Renard family who once deprived him of his dreams. So this is our father, I'm guessing. For several years he was unable to adequately provide for his family, to give his children the same standard of living they used to enjoy. Since you secured your new position at the court, your family was once again able to live a fairly acceptable life, and your father again began dreaming of returning to his former trade. However, Aldrich has grown too old and too tired to revive his long-lost career. Instead of enjoying the prestige and wealth of the Fidel family, he had to bear witness to the Renard family's rise to power. Okay, so we've got a bit of a family feud going on here. And Raymond de Voyer. A man who has lived long enough to fully realize that justice isn't always the right answer. In his line of work, in these troubled times, the only thing that matters is survival instinct. At times, it must go against the interests of other people. A man with such a mindset knows that one must keep an open ear, both in the parlors and in the back alleys. The blind Themis appears to him as a bedtime fable, fit at best for novice law students. Perhaps he perceives too many shades of grey morality to remain an efficient judge? Maybe. Okay, so, yeah, I think we've got a fair bit of stuff to go on here. Yeah. Okay, and here, okay, so here we are, the hierarchy. So this must be us then, presumably. And I see we can ascend through the ranks of the, well, would this be the Estates General, or whatever form of government we have here in La France? We'll see. Okay, I'm sure they'll explain that there in a bit. But for the time being, we're going to have to come to a judgment on this here. So, influence points 3. Yeah, let's get to the case file. Yeah, we've done that. Let's ask some questions. So, course of events, extenuating circumstances, victim. We've established the victim. Possibility of repeating? No. Well, what if we link the course of, like, child's play to the extenuating circumstances? I think, yeah? Okay, and then the chipped tooth. I see, to the victim. Okay, I mean, that kind of makes sense. So, questions for the defendant. Gather information and influence for jury's attitude by questioning the defendant. How did your... Oh, so this is what we can ask here. How did your play turn into a fight? What exactly were they saying? Who started the fight? Did you really break Antoine's tooth? Yeah, maybe this one here, huh? How did your play turn into a fight? You have to first unlock them in the inquiry linking. Okay. Being in the jury's good graces allows you to find out which way they will sway after you have asked a question. Interesting. So we can actually affect the way the jury will sway based on the order in which we ask particular questions. So, I mean, let's start with the chronological thing. So, how did your play turn into fight? Our neighbors, Antoine and Jean, they were saying mean things about you. We were playing guards, and they asked me to pretend to be a drunkard whom they would, you know... You were fighting both of them at once? I had to. Okay, that's good, I suppose. What exactly were they saying? Are you too drunk to guess? I was not asking you. They were yelling that you... Well, I told them that it's not true, and they started calling me names. They called me a drunkard's son. Okay. And who started the fight? I can tell you who ended it. I think it was me. I kicked the one on the left and then wanted to get the one on the right, but they ended it. They knocked me to the ground and paid me back for hitting them. And did you really break Antoine's tooth? Frederic is just a child. I don't know. I don't think so. Did you hit him in the face? I think I kicked him, but not that hard. Okay. So... We're not ready for verdict time yet, are we? This is where we give the verdict and we have to sign it off, but I think this might be a little bit premature. Is it premature? Yeah, I think it might be premature. Is there anything else we can look at? So, not really. I think we've got a good handle on the events. Yeah, we're going to have to come to a decision on this here. Oh, okay. Make your decision. Each action may require a different number of influence points and have a different chance of success. Consider them carefully. We can intimidate the appearance. We can let's talk eye to eye, or we can ignore. Your addictions are no longer a secret. The fact that other children are bullying your son because of them is a minor problem. But who is spreading these rumors? It is likely to be one of their parents. They could have whispered into their children's ear whom they shouldn't play with and why. They might even have spiced the story up with a lie. But who will hear it next? So we could intimidate the parents. So this is going to be using up our influence points here. Do we want to be using 3 influence points to do this here? Or we can use 1. Let's try this here. Let's talk eye to eye. So this is going to cost us an influence point. But yeah, neighborhood gossip. Okay. But then what does that do then? Does that give us an additional dialogue source? Okay, I think we're going to have to come to a verdict. I mean, I think he is kind of guilty. Can we go not guilty? I mean, it's going to look really sus if we let him off the hook. But we can kind of see where he's coming from. And we also know, we've used our influence to determine that this didn't just come out of nowhere. So, yeah, we're going to have to be fair here. Sorry, little guy. I mean, yeah, it would be quite odd if we didn't go with that. Unfortunately, you should not start fights, regardless of the reason. We're not going to send him to the guillotine, are we? Those children are so small, and they already know the truth. The father of my children is a lying drunk and a gambler. Bernard used to worship you. But he soon grew up. Now it is Frederick's turn to learn the truth that echoes in the streets. And you, Raymond? You're supposed to be my husband's mentor. Is this what you wanted to teach him? How to repeat your mistakes and lose his family? I was unaware that Matilda had such a temper. As was I. We will wait outside, as always. Damn, that's pretty cold. But you know what? What can we do?
Paris.
Liberté!
We were enchanted by the idea of freedom. We could not resist it. Whole families took to the streets. France was never so happy.
Love the juxtaposition.
We were enchanted by the idea of freedom.
God damn, they love them some freedom, don't they? Act 1. Liberté. Day 1. Okay, expected sentence. Find out which verdict is expected to the factions on your close ones. Okay, so prison, common folk family, acquittal, revolutionaries, expected sentence. So, okay, I see the revolutionaries expect acquittal. And the common folk and family expect prison. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, and I think depending on the outcome of this here, we're going to be in favor with either one of these, are we? Yeah, let's see. Okay, so we have a bit more insight on the hierarchy. At the very top we can see the main man himself, Robespierre. Owing to the passionate devotion of the revolutionary cause, he is widely referred to as the Incorruptible. As leader of the radical Jacobins, he preserves order in the National Convention with an iron fist and, if need be, terror. Undeniably the most powerful man in Paris in the age of revolution. As yet, none have dared defy him. Well, I mean, maybe. When we get up there, maybe we might. Anyhow, let's see what this latest case is about. We got 2 case files here. What's going on? Should we see what's going on in the news? Neighborhood gossip? The father had a rare episode of foolishness when he decided to stand up to someone stronger, threatening him with a fist and showing his children they are safe by his side. He did not listen to your arguments. Furthermore, he gave a precise description of where you can shove them. Affects reputation. Hire thugs, ignore him. Okay, we'll come back to that there. Let's take a look at the case file. Compiled by Charles Etienne. One of the local merchants, Guy Deniau, went to the National Guard station near the halls. With a raised voice, he stated that the owner of a neighboring stall had purposely poured wood tar into his barrel of herrings. For this supposed crime, Deniau demanded a proper punishment. Soldiers went to the hall and established that the herrings did indeed taste awful. Since there was no evidence of the crime, they did not take any action. A few hours later, the guards returned to the halls. This time, it was the formerly accused Jean Corbus who called for them, and there was a plethora of evidence on site. The clearest being Deniau himself smashing his neighbor's stall with a long wooden pole in front of eyewitnesses. Okay. Okay, hang on, we'll get back to that. Hang on. Yeah, okay, we'll get back to the questions in a second. Let's see the case file. I would like to report that Citizen Corbus does not pay the city for his stall. Furthermore, he openly criticizes this new rule when talking to his clients. Okay, so we're gonna have a lot of questions here. Okay, let's stick with Charles Etienne. Okay, we got a lot of stuff here. Where are we going to be going with this question? Where are we going to be going with our questions? Old's denunciation, stall next to the entrance, wooden pole, instrument of crime. I mean, this seems like a logical one, doesn't it? Wood tar. Counter-revolutionary propaganda. Let's go with it. All questions. Okay, we've got all the questions, so that's good. Your name? Deniau. Fresh fish since 1772. And a vandal since yesterday? I'm not proud of what I did, but enough is enough. Really? Like when 6 months ago, you stole 8 francs from my revenue? Some urchin took that from your pockets while you were... Silence. You shall not speak until questioned. Systematically oppose the opinion of the jury may lead to serious consequences. Okay. The jury hasn't yet reached a verdict, so we were still asking some questions, weren't we? So let's go with questions for the defendant. What products does Citizen Corbus sell? It would appear that your conflict has continued for some time now. We have found denunciation of Citizen Corbus. Citizen Corbus, come closer. Will influence on the jury's opinion. Influence on the jury's opinion. Okay. Yeah, okay, so these are all going to have influence on the jury's opinion. I see. I see. Let's just, Okay. So we can kind of potentially influence whether he gets acquitted or whether he goes to prison. Alright. Well... We have found your denunciation of Citizen Corbus. Should we go with that? Why did you write it? He did it because I started selling sprats. Shut up already, Monsieur le Juge. I just wanted to help the city. Every stallholder pays for their place in the stalls. Corbus should pay too. You liar and crook. Don't you remember hiding from the royal collector at the butcher's? Silence. I was trying to avoid royal taxes. You only started after the beginning of the revolution. Be quiet, both of you. Okay, so this has kind of swayed public opinion a little bit. Or rather the jury, towards acquittal. So that is good. Now, if we go any more here, it's going to push the jury to imprisoning this guy. Maybe we should keep things as they are. I mean, it does look like his conflict has continued for some time now. I feel like we need to ask this here if we're going to keep it real. Let's ask him... Well, okay, we'll get to Corbus in a second. Let's just look at his case file. Okay, we've unlocked all the questions here. How do we get to... Okay, yeah, I think we have found your denunciation of Citizen Corbus. Alexis Fidelis. We found your denunciation. Okay, this is the court transcript. Okay, protocol. So we can look back at that there if we have to. Let's look in the notebook. So, what can we see here? Neighboring gossip. I think we already know about that. That's about from the prologue. Nothing here. Nothing by the look of it. Okay. And in the news, the father had a rare episode of foolishness when he decided to stand up to someone stronger, threatening him with a fist. Okay. Hire thugs? I mean, neighborhood gossip, reputation. So this does hit at our reputation a little bit. I think we can ignore that, though. Right? Yeah, we can ignore that there. Oh man, I think we're gonna have to ask some questions here. It would appear that your conflict has continued for some time now. Right? It all started when this scoundrel placed his stall where mine should be, next to the entrance. It wasn't your place. You took it after old Crochet. Silence! And you have not been able to reach an agreement ever since? Now that I think of it, it may have started even earlier. Jean once refused to pay for a red mullet taken by his wife. My whole family fell ill because of that rotten carcass. You should be happy I didn't. Must I repeat myself? Be quiet or you will both be in more trouble than you are already. Citizen Corbis, come closer. Let's bring Corbis into this. Come closer. Alright, let's ask him some questions. What are we going to ask him here? Do you really dispute the new order? Is it true that you took Guidino's place at the entrance of the halls? Can we only ask one of these? Yeah, do you really dispute the new order? It's slander made up by a man who trades old flounders. Is that a no? Of course it is. I'm a merchant, not a politician. Okay. And a few hours passed since Citizen Dino's visit at the station and your vandalism. Why did you have tar with you that day? Yeah, this is a question. I sell fruit, but my suppliers sometimes buy wood tar because it repels pests. And why did you pour it on Citizen Dino's barrel? I did nothing of the sort. He probably poured it in himself so as to denounce me again. Liar. Calm down. Oh dear. Okay, so things are not looking good here for Citizen Dinu. What products does Citizen Corbus sell? Fruit and vegetables. And you sell fish? Straight from Uport and Petit Dalle. I see. Then why did one of you come to the halls with wood tar and the other with a wooden pole? Citizen? I don't remember. That stick must have been lying near the stall. Corbis, however, clearly planned his actions. I mean, come on guys, you guys aren't helping things. Like, but what can we do? There's nowhere where we can put influence. There are no changes that we can put in a political sense at all. New cycle? Yeah, there's like nothing we can do here. Oh god, I think he's gonna have to go to prison. Like, this is gonna put us in good stead with the common folk. Oh my god. I find the defendant guilty and sentence him to prison. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy, but yeah, that's what it is. They find the punishment sufficient. It seems that Parisians will have to start buying fish elsewhere. Citizen Dinio, I sentence you to prison for vandalism. Better warn the guards that they won't have an easy life. I do not believe that people will be happy with such a severe penalty. Oh god. I mean, like, yeah, they're happy, But the revolutionaries won't be happy. We unlocked all the questions. We didn't have to influence the jury. There's nothing else for it. After a trial, click on the move to the next part. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. Let's get out of here. May I remind you that you promised to join me? I have a feeling that tonight's moon favors gamblers. Yeah, okay, come on, Jacques-Louis. Though it does not favor spouses. God should grace us with wives who understand the importance of an evening game of dice. They should also know that the right amount of wine guarantees a lucky roll. I should go home. Bringing a judge to the game has benefits. Other players will surely not cheat. That is a strong argument. My name is Jacques-Louis David. I am but a humble painter, not a silver-tongued judge. You are a sly politician, Jacques. As a politician, I understand the importance of keeping promises, and you, my friend, are trying to get out of yours. Keep our promise, or go home? What do we do? I think we have to go home. Like, we gotta go home. Not tonight, Jacques. Next time, buddy, next time. Damn, I mean... Oh. Oh man, the gambling house looks way more fun, I gotta say. Okay, the wife is pleased, I'm guessing. Late evening, the judge's house. What? Do you not want to berate me, like you always do? I'm glad you're home. Are you aware that Frederick sometimes imagines you as a deep-sea sailor? He dreams that you visit distant countries and have wonderful adventures. But he would rather have you by his side, on land. We all want that. I don't want to watch the storm blow your lifeboat away and bury it beneath the waves. There are no waves. The storm is getting closer. Dark clouds already hang over the shore. Just wait until they finish building the guillotine. Your oars will break at once, and the waves will take you to a place you'll wish you'd never set foot on. A place without us. So is she kind of forecasting where our fortunes are going to be going? Your family loves you, but we won't find you in the darkness that has already begun to reach you. And I don't know why she dropped a really cool French accent. Okay. The influence of your actions in court. So that endeared us with the revolutionaries, with Bernard, and with our wife. Okay, so I see. So our actions in court also give us a rating with respect to our family. Upon returning home, you can decide how you would like to spend the rest of your day. Okay, this is cool. Opening night at the theater. Each action will affect the other members of your family as well as their attitude towards yours. Even with grandfather. Each action's attitude can provide you with or deprive you of certain bonuses, reputation, or relations with factions. Your younger son is special. His attitude makes the other family members like you slightly more. Take good care of him. Okay. Special kid. Demonstration. Take your sons to a pro-revolution demonstration. Let them see real up and close. Okay, so the people aren't going to like that. Evening stroll. Take your family on an evening stroll around Paris. It will let your father stretch his old bones a little. So why is he not going to like that? He doesn't like strolls. But everyone else is going to like that there. Evening with grandfather. Yeah, so everyone is not going to like that at all. And opening night at the theater. There is a new play opening tonight on the stage of the Comédie Française. It is a good chance to take a breather from reality. So little kid won't like that, but the missus will. And Bernard will as well. So, okay, so we have to decide how we're going to spend the evening. Should we go for an evening stroll? Let's go for an evening stroll. I like that. Make everyone happy, except the old man. Oh wow, that really made him not happy, didn't it? Okay, everyone else got a bit happier. Liberté, day 2. Okay, back in court. Today the people of Paris commemorate Jacques-Guillaume Simonieux, mayor of Antibes. He was lynched by a furious mob for performing his duties to France. This march shall symbolize the unity of our society and the hope that the most violent state of the revolution is past us. Let us make sure that no other loyal servant of France becomes a victim of such hatred ever again. King Louis XVI. Man. I got a feeling, but I don't think things are gonna go well for Louis. Simonieux was a good, loyal officer. Those bastards lynched him for observing the law? Will you join me at the march? Oh, I don't know. Go on. We ought to show that we oppose the self-appointed executioners and stand alongside the victims. I wonder why the king has taken the trouble to show up. Louis XVI marching arm in arm with the people of Paris? That is unexpected. King Louis. Louis Capet. Continue, please. I am merely an observer. Do not change your habits for me. I heard a thing or two about a young and ambitious judge of the tribunal. I was curious whether he is guided by justice or by, entertainment, as some would say. Damn, the king. And it looks like we got another case on our hands. Okay. Well, guys, I think we're going to take a quick break here. This has been a nice little primer into this interesting game here, We the Revolution. It's a bit different than the stuff we normally cover on the channel, but it looks like it's pretty deep and layered and multifaceted, and it looks like it's got some pretty interesting elements to it. In terms of the subject matter as well, I do feel like we'd probably, like, if you don't know anything about French history and like the end of the Ancien Regime and the upcoming revolution that's about to take hold of Paris, then you probably would get a lot more out of this here. But if you don't, then I'm guessing this might be a pretty good introduction to it, like from the perspective of someone who's in the tribunal. But I'm certainly guessing that it's also going to be something of a pretty heavy game, especially looking at the subject matter and the power that we hold in the various people's lives, and the decision we have to make about whether to go revolutionary or whether we have to go upholding the rule of law. So yeah, that is something to consider. Yeah, guys, if you like this kind of stuff here, please, the usual stuff, like and subscribe. Big help in getting the video pushed up the old YouTube charts. And if you'd like to see similar stuff like this here, then there is stuff on the channel, so please check it out on occasion. So I'm glad we got to play judge for a while, because you know the saying, après moi, le déluge. After us comes the deluge. And oh yeah, it will be one hell of a deluge. Anyhow, that is all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Vive la Révolution! Vive la France! Adieu.